Good morning, YouTube. I am the City Prepper. Today is October 1st, 2025. So, at the time of this video, I was very hesitant on how I labeled the name of this video, the title of this video, for many reasons. One, I pride myself on this channel not necessarily giving out fear porn. I had a very constructive conversation with a few of you that follow the channel, some of which I consider very close friends. And the direction I do not want to take the channel is putting any one of you in the position to start panic buying and to revel in the doom and gloom. So depending on what the name of the title is, it is very well thought out, and it is at a point to captivate you to watch, but yet not to the point that you think that the Russians are coming and the sky is falling. So I want to make that very clear. So the time of this video, which is approximately 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, the government is shut down because of the failure of any legislation being passed in order to prevent that. The Democrats are going to do everything in their power to push their agenda. Now, I don't like to pick sides at all on this channel, for those of you know that, especially with yesterday's video, and I was very hesitant on saying my own personal views, but I'm going to tell you that I am pro-Republican, I am pro-conservative, and most of you already know that just by the topics that I discuss and the coverage I've had on previous elections. So let's get that out of the way. The Democrats don't care about you. The Republicans don't care about you. They are called left-wing and right-wing for a reason. They are part of the same bird. And the sooner that you gather that information, it's more of a picking the lesser of two evils. So nothing has changed. The government is shut down. It's essentially non-essential government workers. That means your mail might come a little slower. Your checks might come a little slower. That's basically it. Nothing substantial is happening with that. What is for concern is, which is the other part of this video, is that the gold and silver are skyrocketing. Yes, we have a government shutdown. That has historically in the past fluctuated the price of commodities, not to the level we're seeing now. There is something on the horizon, and I don't know what it is. If I did, I would have a crystal ball, and I would give each and every one of you the winning lotto numbers. There is something on the horizon that the powers that be are cautious about and are the reason why it's fluctuating the way it is. Whether that's the incoming collapse of the US dollar, whether that is a world war, whether that is a global conflict of some sort, something is spooking the market for people to be more secure in their money and to back their dollar. Missouri, I believe, is one of the only states, if not the only state, where you can use gold and silver to conduct legal tender business, and it's a lot of bills securing it, backing it, so on and so forth. So, do I think it is a good idea to go out and buy gold and silver right now? I'm not giving financial advice on that. I personally am not. I am collecting junk silver, whether that be sterling, whether that be silverware, something that has silver value. You can usually get those at yard sales. So I highly suggest doing that. If you have expendable income and you are secure in your bullets, beans, and band-aids, is it a bad idea? No. But again, this is not financial advice. I would pay attention closely to that market. Now, the substance of today's video would be the, what's the word I'm looking for? The very vague but very concerning threat Laura Loomer gave about a incoming imminent terror attack that's going to be happening in this country. It is very alarming and room for concern. They talked about major big cities. They talked about sporting events. So it's basically like it's coming soon. We don't know when. It's going to be a big city. We don't know what big city. Could be a lot of big cities. Personally, based on the information that I've looked into, the information that I've done research on, whether that's through alternative media, mainstream media, and other channels, it seems to be the current standard and theory is going to be a Mumbai style attack. What does that mean? It's going to be a simultaneous attack with, I believe, let's use a word, the people with pew-pews that are going to be causing chaos and havoc. And these aren't some backwoods camel riding people. This is highly trained, sophisticated individuals who have had years and years of training. They're fighting age males. We're not talking with some sheep herder who has no clue what 2 plus 2 is. We're talking about highly intelligent, highly sophisticated, highly radicalized people that will be coordinating these attacks. And these people are going to be fighting till the end. Again, read between the lines with that. That is room for concern because a lot of these police departments either A, don't have the manpower, B, do not have the weaponry to go against these things, and it's going to cause widespread panic. The Angry Prepper was talking about, either in today or yesterday's video, about avoiding subways. I avoid the subways already just because of the crime down there and mental health, and drugs are it's a free open market down there. So with this threat, I would highly consider not using subways or mass transit altogether, no matter where you live, especially in a Democratic run city. Because what's going to happen is, like Angry Prepper talked about and said, there's going to be a train moving, there's going to be an attack starting, someone's going to panic and hit the emergency button, which automatically stops the train. So any possibility of getting help is going to be out the window. And as we saw with Daniel Penny, who was the individual who restrained an actively combatant and threatening individual, which resulted in that person's death, that people are going to think twice about stepping in, even though it is the good thing and good Samaritan thing to do. So I would just be very aware of your surroundings. You can't stop living. At this point, this day and age, post 9/11, you can't stop living. It's at the end of the day, Almighty God is the one that has the playbook and knows when we're going to go, and that's it. And you can just live the best life you can and be the most prepared that you can in the event of an emergency. So I would not stop living, but I would make, like any good gambler would, very calculated decisions on your bets. If you're betting that something's going to happen, it's probably listen to your intuition and plan accordingly. That doesn't mean that you can't ride the subway. Just be very aware of your surroundings. If you are legally allowed to own a freedom stick, do so, carry it, and be well versed and well trained in the use of self-rescue. When this attack or notion of this attack first came out, they're very much talking about bad guys dressing up as police and EMS and hospital workers in order to cause further chaos, more confusion, and that could delay your rescue. That can cause your rescue to not happen at all. So having the ideas and knowledges and scenarios running in your head of how to rescue, what would you do in this scenario, going over scenario-based things with different individuals is a very, very smart idea. Yesterday's video, I talked about bringing Patreon back. I feel that with the current climate and current situation, I'm going to be doing that probably today. And a link will be in the description box below. I'll be advertising it on Instagram and as well as YouTube on post, because at this point, the Democrats and the YouTube gods are going to be censoring any notion of help and self-rescue and these conservative ideologies. And I don't want the information not going out to you. So like I said yesterday, I'm not moving the platform to Patreon. This isn't going to be a full Patreon with a sprinkle of YouTube videos. I'm going to be running both, and I'm going to be running both simultaneously, and it's $2 a month. That's it. And I think that It's going to be a platform where we're able to talk more about scenario-based things in order to help yourself and be self-reliant. I want to get that very, very loud and clear out there that it is nothing more than being self-reliant. It's giving a different platform with more freedom of speech to talk about the things that we can't talk about on here. What to do in this scenario, what to do in that scenario, what I would do in this scenario, what I wouldn't do in that scenario. These are things that can help you have a different mindset. Things that ordinarily on here you would not be able to talk about or to hear about because of them wanting you not being able to self-rescue. So at this point, to recap, because like I said, I was speaking to an individual, Sarah Connor, thank you very much for the recommendations. In the interest of you getting the most out of the value of these videos, I want to keep things to 3 topics. We're talking about today, again, to recap, talking about the government shutdown, which I would not worry about. I would not get upset about it. I would not freak out. I would not sell my stocks and go buy food. I wouldn't do that. I would talk to a financial advisor before doing that. I am not one what shape whatsoever. We also talked about the gold and silver, and we're talking about the looming threats. I unfortunately do not think it is a control tactic, a scare tactic from the government. I do think that because of our favorite fake commander-in-chief, the autopen, with the southern borders and northern borders wide open, there is a lot of people that came here that are not here to make money and to live a better life. They are here to cause pain and inflict the most damage because of our Western Christian-based ideology. And I know there's a lot of you from across the board that that have different walks of faith, and I am not talking bad about any of that. I'm just simply saying that this country was founded on Christian principles, and that triggers most of the individuals that are looking to do evil to this country. If you believe in God, whether it's Judaism or Christianity, you're a threat to their ideology. I mean, look what's happening in the Middle East with Israel. So do I think there's an attack coming? Yes, I wholeheartedly think that there's an event coming. I don't know if it's going to be an FF or do I think it's going to be a genuine thing, but I do think that it's going to be something that will mimic. Again, I have no prior knowledge of this. It's just my personal beliefs. I do think it's going to mimic the October 7th attack in Israel and or on the level of Mumbai, and you will have casualties near or surpassing that of 9/11. I'm telling you right now, and I'm talking to you from somebody who lives in a major Democratic city, what the Democrats, the liberals have done to the city council has done to the NYPD, what they have done to the LAPD, what they have done to Chicago PD, it is going to put your safety at a very big risk. I'm telling you, between the hiring standards, you're hiring pretty much criminals in some of these areas, and they're finding a lot of that. Fact check me if you will. And they are hiring people that have no business having a firearm or have no physical standard, and it's going to put your safety, your response time at risk. That's why it is absolutely imperative for you to be able to self-rescue. I can talk you through any part of that when it comes to the tactical medical applications. This is second nature to me. What you should be doing is practicing that. You should be, whether it's through Dark Knight Medics, link is in the description box below, or whatever company have you, purchase some sort of an individual first aid kit. You need to have the ability to self-rescue. No one is coming to help you. I've seen it time and time again. Natural disaster. Forgive me for getting the name of the hurricane. There was a hurricane that happened not too long ago that devastated North Carolina. It was right before the election. No one is coming to help you. FEMA's full of shit. They're not here to help you. They're going to give off the appearance of help, but that's it. It's nothing to it. Oh, look, FEMA's here to save the day. They're full of shit. I saw that firsthand during Hurricane Sandy, where FEMA had a section by the beach where they were giving out food, hot showers, whatever. But when people left to get these items, they were having the rest of their stuff looted. So people weren't leaving and getting the supplies they needed. It wasn't until myself and a couple of frat kids, I was already a young adult, decided, I took them out and said, listen, we're going to go bring supplies to people. And it worked. It helped. That's the only way you're going to help people, when help comes to you. Self-rescue, you need to be able to do that. If you don't have bullets, beans, and Band-Aids at this point of the game, you are severely behind the 8 ball. And again, this is not to scare you to go out and buy Mountain House, August and Farms, Wise. I'm telling you, you should already have had that for a rainy day. Rainy days come all shapes and sizes, whether it's a bad storm, little storm. You should have some way to filter water. You should have some way to have renewable energy. You should have some place that is going to be your meeting point in an event, a fire, so on and so forth. But again, these are the things that we'll be talking about on Patreon. So in the next days, if not hours, look for a message on Instagram as well as on YouTube about Patreon. It should be either City Prepper or City Prepper 718. I don't know, because at one point I did have the Patreon. I deleted it, and I don't know if I can bring that back. But anyway, guys, I cannot stress enough, you should be prepared for anything life has to bring at you. You should be practicing your preps. You should be practicing your different life-saving skills, whether that's making your own water purifier, tying a tourniquet, starting a fire, practicing using your freedom sticks. These are the things that are going to get you through that situation. Again, there's no one else coming. Unless it's you or your group, there is nobody else coming to save you. I want to make that very clear. When the floods were happening in Staten Island, they just closed off the area so more people didn't go in. They weren't helping. Very few people were. It was other citizens helping other citizens. You're not going to have that rescue. I'm telling you, you're not. If you are under the false guise that the government is here to save you, police and firemen are here to save you during a catastrophic event, that's not true. Their idea is to contain the threat, and EMS won't go in, and I'm speaking from as an EMT standpoint. EMS will not go in until the situation is rendered warm. They won't go into a hot zone. You would have to have EMS with flak jackets and ballistic helmets to go into a warm area to remove downed police officers, and God forbid. And it won't be until that situation is rendered cold for EMS to go in and to start triaging and to perform life-saving interventions. So if you are that loved one, or that loved one is in a catastrophic event and you're having a massive bleed and you cannot stop it right then and there, and somebody that's with you cannot stop it, you're done. And that's just simply facts. You are done. So you need to have the ability to self-rescue. All right, so that's today's talk. We, again, recapped. We talked about I wouldn't worry about the government shutdown. I would not worry about gold and silver. I'm cautious to why it is going up, but I would be concerned about the imminent threat that is supposedly inbound. So guys, like always, continue to practice your preps and keep your faith in God. If you're interested in a Telegram group, hit me up at cityprepper718@gmail.com. And again, it is strictly monitored for any racist, anti-Semitic, anything that would get you in trouble or me in trouble. We are getting that. That's not happening. So have a great day and stay tuned for further.